Oh, hello. My name is Paige Rosner. I'm the gallery educator here at the Southern Alberta Art Gallery, and welcome to Cinduy Baker's Missing Body Performance in the Absence of the Artist.
Hi, my name is Cinduy Baker, and we're going to be talking about the missing body performance in the absence of the artist here at the Southern Alberta Art Gallery. The exhibition actually came out of my own artistic production. As a woman with what I call a taboo body, or as a fat woman, I found that no matter what I did in my own art practice when I made performance, people were reading into it content about the fat body. And the more research I did, the more I realized that that's not uncommon at all. Not just as a person with a taboo body, but any person making performance, their embodiment is read into the work, and that can be your body shape, size, your abilities, race, gender, and sometimes that's really great. Sometimes you want to make work about being a woman. And sometimes it's not so great because you want to be able to make work about other stuff. So I decided to start exploring work that other artists were making that were about the body, but not necessarily about their own bodies, thinking about performance in a slightly different way. I'm looking at 4 distinct methodologies that artists use in order to talk about performance, or basically perform where their bodies aren't present. The first one is artists who hire other people to make the work. That's something that most people will be familiar with if they think about drama or about dance, where a writer or a choreographer will design a piece, and they hire a dancer or an actor or somebody else to actually produce the work. The second methodology I'm looking at is artists who create objects as stand-ins for their body. It's harder to think of the work as performance, but that's sort of why what I'm doing is a little bit out there. I'm saying, look at this piece of ceramic. This is actually a stand-in for the artist's body. She's performing in the space. The third methodology I'm looking at is that in which the artist's body is actually present but hidden within the work. And there's lots of artists who do things like that, either by wearing a costume, or for instance Vito Acconci, who has some work in the show. He's very well known for a project where he hid beneath the floorboards of the gallery for the entire duration of the exhibition. So he was there, but nobody knew he was there. So they're actually performing the work, but they have the freedom of knowing that people can't actually see them, can't make those judgments we make against people's bodies. The fourth methodology is artists who create work where the audience is actually the performer of the work. Artists who create opportunities for transgression in the gallery. That's probably the one I'm the most excited about. People come in and are tempted to touch the work, or are invited to play with the work. So it creates a real tension. I'd love to talk about Mandy Espazal's work. Mandy is a local artist, and I've selected some ceramic pieces. The thing I like to say about them that they're not fully knowable unless you can get your hands on them. They're also extremely fragile, and they're in a gallery that normally doesn't let people touch the work, so you have to be really careful about how you engage with them. But in order to really understand the pieces, you have to have what theorists like to call haptic knowledge of them, which is sort of knowledge based on touch and not just looking. The other project I'd love to talk about is the piece by Blair Brennan. It's called Blood Plus Time, and it's basically a machine that he likes to say has sort of a hurt you in an abandoned warehouse look to it, and it's true. It's a chair, an old university desk that's bolted right down to a pallet with a dirty tarp on it, and it's got this amazing structure on it that you can use to strap yourself into, and then there's a bed of nails that will embed themselves into your arm that spell out the word YOLO. Blair's always been really interested in online culture and shorthand language, and so YOLO of course means you only live once. And that's a word that has sort of been popularized by hip-hop culture and sort of dude bro culture that's supposed to mean like carpe diem, seize the day, you only live once, so you better do it. But it has really morphed very quickly to represent sort of a macho attitude that's extremely reckless and kind of stupid. So when you say YOLO, it usually means you're planning to do something dangerous and probably extremely idiotic. So I think that's why it works so well with the machine. You could use it, but probably it's not a very good idea. There's a small inflatable piece by David Cross in the gallery, and it's called Pump. It's a yellow inflatable that's got 2 holes in the bottom that are meant for 2 heads to go into, and then there's 2 foot pumps. You need 2 people to operate it, but any viewer in the gallery is welcome to take it off the wall, find a partner, and pump it up. But that piece is really about negotiation and intimacy and relationships between people. It only stays inflated as long as you're pumping it, and it's only once it's inflated and you're actively pumping it that you can have a relationship with the other person inside by seeing them through a tiny hole. There's 3 images by Vito Acconci. Vito is actually a really well-known artist from New York, and he's one of the first people that was thinking about performance in completely different ways, thinking about performance where the body didn't necessarily have to be in it, and he was doing that as early as the late 60s and 70s. So the work that's in the show, it's actually printmaking where he's used his body. He was thinking about printmaking as performance. So one of the pieces, he's bitten his body all over and then taken photographs of the mark that's left on his body. There's a piece where he sort of put lipstick on his face, kissed himself all over, and then smeared the lipstick onto the paper. And then a third piece where he rubbed his body in Vaseline and then pressed his body against a lithography stone and then used that to create prints. On the far wall of the gallery, there are 3 images by Tokyo artist Mamie Takahashi, who's currently living in Portland, Oregon. She did a project called Hiding and Observing. So basically when she moved to the United States, she hadn't thought of herself as a stereotypical Japanese woman, but she found herself falling into these roles, and so she decided to explore why that was, and she found that she was being treated that way for one thing, but also she was surrounded by this very macho, very strong culture, and she found that people were expecting certain things of her, so she decided to remove herself from that. And that's really one of the main reasons that artists who remove themselves from performance, that's one of the reasons they do it. They find like, people are putting me in this role, I need to take myself out of it so I can explore why it is that they're putting me there. So she made this mylar dome, sort of a silver dome that would reflect her surroundings, and she did performances where she hid in plain sight in them, so the pictures are really kind of goofy and silly, but they're her opportunity to hide, and because the mylar is sort of like a one-way mirror, she can observe the outside world while being hidden from them.